It's gonna get so hot in here so fast. Okay. Hey guys, my name is Hasselberger. Welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new. Hi, what's up? If you like the kind of content I make and you like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So if you don't know, I am going to be a senior in college this year. Yeah, I'm old and wrinkly and gross. I like to think I'm more so experienced when it comes to college stuff than old and, you know, a grandma now that I'm a senior citizen. So today I'm going to be telling you guys 10 things you don't need for college. These are things that find themselves on those like ultimate packing list type things, and your parents are going to tell you need, but you don't need them at all. So my first thing that you don't need is a printer. My school included $40 a semester of printing money, and that means a page equaled 10 cents. So that meant that we could print, I think, 400 pages, if I'm doing the math right. So that meant that we could print a lot of pages for free, and then if you needed to go over that, you would go to the librarian and you would put extra money in your account. That never happened to me. I got low, but I had friends who would let me use their accounts. So when it came to printing, I never had to pay any money out of pocket, and part of my tuition was going to a printing service at my library, so I might as well have used it. But my freshman self was like, I need a printer. It's on those lists. I'm gonna keep it in my room. My roommate and I are gonna split the cost for ink and whatnot, and it's gonna be great. This was pretty ideal until I was doing a lot more printing than she was, and I didn't realize how expensive ink was. I felt bad asking her to pay for ink, but at the same time, I didn't want to pay it because it was really expensive, and it just didn't really work out. The printing quality wasn't also that great because I bought like a really crappy printer and it took up so much space. There were really few times where I was so desperate to print something like in the morning before class when I wouldn't have had time to run over to the library. But in the long run, it was a waste of money to buy the printer, and then it was a waste of money to keep buying ink for the printer over and over again, and it just took up a bunch of space, and I would not recommend it. The next is an iron. Honestly, you're gonna use an iron maybe 2 or 3 times during the semester, unless you're someone who really likes to iron things. You can get that like wrinkle release spray. I know Downy makes it, and it's essentially the same thing, or you can put your clothes in your shower and kind of try to steam wrinkles out of them. You're in college, and a lot of the time I feel like you don't even care if your clothes are wrinkly. That's different if you have an internship or like a job where you need to dress like business casual and you need to look nice. But a lot of times you're only gonna really need to iron like nice shirts and stuff a few times a semester, and it's really not worth it. And the good thing about an iron is you probably know someone who has an iron. I know 2 people who have irons, so it's kind of one of those things where you don't really need to bring it because you probably know someone else who will have one, and if you're really that desperate for one, you can find it, but it's not worth taking up all the space inside of your closet, and it's just a waste. It's a waste. The next is bringing a ton of school supplies. I used to color coordinate a binder, folder, and notebook for every subject in high school because I was kind of crazy, and then I had my pens, my pencils, my highlighters, all of that stuff, your post-it notes, blah, 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 blah. I would say bring like 1 5-subject notebook, some lined paper, maybe 1 binder in case you have a class that needed it. Like I know some people had a photography class and they needed a binder, and I was in a film class and we needed to hand their final project in a binder. But you're not going to Mars, you're going to college, and there's a school store, and yes, things are kind of expensive, but if you really need something, like you need an extra notebook or something, you can buy it when you're there. You're already gonna have so many textbooks taking up space in your room that you're not gonna wanna have like 1,000 binders. They're heavy and they're bulky, and you kind of wanna minimize the amount of stuff you're physically bringing with you to class, because no one wants to lug around a bunch of stuff, and no one wants to have to remember to bring all that stuff with them, because I'm forgetful and I would forget. The next is a DVD or a Blu-ray player. You probably know someone who has some sort of video game console that you can watch Netflix on, or Hulu, or HBO. So if you really need to watch movies, you can do that. And I know you can get like those HDMI cords and plug them into laptops and plug those into the TV, so you can literally pirate any movie you want. You can get something like a Roku, or you can even get a Wii to get internet and be able to watch Netflix. But I just think that it's such a waste to bring a DVD player that has one purpose when you can use, like, I think you can use an Xbox and you can watch DVDs on them, or a PlayStation, I'm not sure which one it is, but you could just do that. Like, I'm not saying buy like a video game console, but you don't really need a DVD player. You can watch regular TV, you can stream stuff. It's just not really worth it unless you are like a huge DVD lover and you are gonna watch all your DVDs, but the chances are you can probably find all that stuff online, so why take up a bunch of space in your room with the DVD collection? The next thing that you should probably not do is bring a ton of photos from home. And when I mean this, I mean don't cover your entire wall in photos. I know people my freshman year who bought all of these elaborate photo displays and like put them all up on their wall, and they were really pretty art pieces. And I'm not saying don't buy those, but buy like one. Like they were these big, huge photo displays and they were filled with photos from their high school friends. And it's just like, honestly, in a year, you might not be friends with those people anymore, or you might not be as close to them, because that's what happens when you go to college. You can maintain a lot of your friendships from high school, but you make new friends and you kind of drift a little bit. It's just natural, it's what happens. And you're also gonna make yourself super homesick looking at all of your friends and being like, oh, I wish I had my best friends and my people to hang out with. But you should be enjoying college and really kind of submerging yourself. So I suggest bringing like a photo of each person or thing that's really meaningful for you. Like for me, I know when I go abroad, I'm taking a picture of me and my mom, a picture of my cat, a picture of my dog, a picture of my family, a picture of me with my friends from college. And I'm gonna put those up as a form of decoration, but I'm not gonna completely cover my entire wall with photos of my home life, because I feel like that'll distract me from really submerging myself in my experience, and that's exactly what you should be doing at college. The next thing that you should not do before you go to college is buy your textbooks. Wait till you get to school. And I know you're gonna want to be prepared. You're gonna want to have everything checked off your list. I was there. I was that kid. But sometimes your professors put books on their syllabus that they don't actually think you should buy. I don't know why they do this. It's like suggested reading. You can use them to study, but you'll never have an assignment with them. They're really unnecessary. I've had books that I've never opened for a class, and it's just like, how? Why? Why did you tell me to spend hundreds of dollars on this dang book? So I would suggest waiting till you get to school, because some professors will tell you up front. They'll be like, hey, this is required, this is suggested, so you don't waste your money on those books, because textbooks are expensive as. Don't bring any extra furniture. So that's like your coffee tables, desk chair, couch slash futon type thing. Chances are your freshman dorm room is gonna be hella small, and you're not gonna have room for all that stuff. And you already have a bed, a desk, and a chair, and a dresser that come with your room, and most likely a closet as well. And if you don't have a closet, you'll probably have like a wardrobe type thing. At least that's how it was at my school. You're really not gonna have that much space in your room, because all of that is ×2 because you have a roommate. I would say wait till you get to school. And if you and your roommate decide that you really want to get like a futon or something like that, then you guys can like go halfsies on it. But don't move in with a bunch of extra furniture, because you might think you have the space, but you probably don't. Don't buy any extra lighting if it's not necessary. For my freshman dorm, there was no overhead lighting, so we had to buy our own lamps. So I had like a desk lamp and a standing lamp, and it served its purpose. I got it super cheap. It was totally worth it. So if your school's like that, get the lighting stuff. But then I moved into a different building where I've been from my sophomore year onward, and there was overhead lighting. So now I have this desk lamp and a standing lamp that I just don't need. So make sure to really research into if your school has overhead lighting in your rooms, because you don't want to show up the first day of your freshman year and then like have to maneuver around in the dark after the sun goes down because you forgot to get a lamp. And you don't want to have like all this unnecessary lighting if the overhead lighting in your room can illuminate it well enough. But I do suggest getting Christmas lights or fairy lights, because they illuminate the space and they make it really, really nice. And sometimes it's bright enough that you don't even need the regular lights on, but it creates a really cozy atmosphere. I absolutely love them. I always go overboard in my dorm rooms with them. Number 9 is something you'll hear over and over and over again, and you probably won't listen to me, but it's fine, you'll learn. Don't bring too many shoes and clothes with you to college. Like I said earlier, you're not going to Mars, you're going to school. If you are going to a college across the country, your parents can ship you something if you're that desperate. And if you're not going to college across the country, then you could probably go home to, you know, get some clothes. Don't bring stuff for the whole semester if you're going home for Thanksgiving and you know you can get some warm stuff then. That's just common sense. You know what you wear. You put it on your body every single day. Do you really need all of those shirts and all of those party dresses and all of those heels? You're not gonna wear them as much as you think you are. The last thing is don't bring any unnecessary appliances. And what counts as unnecessary is kind of up to you because you know what you use. If you make protein smoothies every single day, bring a blender. But don't bring a blender if you can't remember the last time you made a smoothie. You can bring a toaster oven, but I wouldn't suggest it because everything you can do in the toaster oven, you can pretty much do in a microwave. Don't bring a toaster unless you're obsessed with toast, but like, don't bring stuff like that. You probably aren't allowed to have them anyways and they take up a ton of space. No, you either have a kitchen in your house or your dorm or whatever, or you are on the meal plan. Take advantage of that. You don't want to spend money on things that are unnecessary that you aren't going to use. So that is everything for my 10 things you absolutely don't need for college. Don't waste your money, people. You've been warned. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to get updates for whenever I upload videos, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys. So I've already applied my foundation. This is the Revlon Color Stay Foundation, and I am in the color 110 Ivory. And then I'm also wearing the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous